So you're going to hear a lot of people trying to rationalize what Donald Trump is doing in Washington, D.C., his takeover, his occupation, his federalization of the District of Columbia. And they're going to say they can do it because it's not a state, it's just a district, right, under the purview of the federal government and Congress, and by extension, Donald Trump, the Mandarin Orange Mussolini, the pedo-in-chief. And they're not wrong about that, but this isn't, they're not done, right? This is the template. This is the experiment. This is the, let's see how far we can push our foot against their fucking necks. Let's see what we can get away with here. That's what they're doing. And Janine Pirro, lunatic in charge of the DC office, said as much here. And they're not gonna go to like Dallas or places with red governors. They're not gonna do that, not with Republican. They're gonna go to places like Massachusetts. They're gonna go to places like California. They might come up here to Seattle, like in Portland, right? Right across the bridge in Portland, one of my favorite places. That's what they're gonna do. That's what they plan on. And Janine Pirro gives the game up right here.
ATF, the DEA, the FBI, so that criminals know now that we see them, we are watching them, and we're going to make them accountable. But make no mistake, Sean, this is just the beginning. Today was, as the president called it, Liberation Day. But we are now in the process of bringing to the attention of law-abiding citizens, not just in D.C., but throughout the country, that we're not going to tolerate crime that is out of control in the nation's capital. This is the shining city on the hill that our forefathers talked about. This is the place where Ronald Reagan talked about looking up to. And in the end, it is an incredibly violent area. And you know, whether crime is up or down, you know, they want to pat themselves on the back and say, gee, it's great. It's not as bad as it used to be. It is horrific. And the reason that that press room today, and the president commented on it, was so packed is because those reporters in that room, and it was packed to the gills, experienced crime themselves. And some of the questions had to do with that very thing.
She's just taking her orders directly from Trump, where he said the same things in his meandering, psycho, dementia-riddled press conference yesterday. And he even named some of the cities that I was just talking about.
Threat to America, really. It's a threat to our country. We have other cities also that are bad, very bad. You look at Chicago, how bad it is. You look at Los Angeles, how bad it is. We have other cities that are very bad. New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland. We don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone. We're not going to let it happen. We're not going to lose our cities over this. And this will go further. We're starting very strongly with DC, and we're going to clean it up real quick, very quickly, as they say.
He has the FBI patrolling neighborhoods in Washington, D.C. He has the ATF doing traffic stops in D.C. right now. This isn't, well, I hope he doesn't take it any further than this. I hope he doesn't. He has. He will. He just promised as much. He just promised as much. Violent crime right now in Washington, D.C. is at like a 30-year low. 30-year lows in Washington, D.C. And that's why she just said, well, no matter how, if crime is down now, it's just, maybe it's better than it used to be, but it's horrific. They had no examples. They don't have no statistics. They have nothing to back up their positions except Donald Trump saying, do it. Federalize it. Set up surveillance everywhere. Make this the surveillance state. Drones in the streets patrolling. Loaded with lethal weapons. Able to shoot. Like the drones in our schools plan. They have companies trying this out in public schools right now. Drones that are going to be kept for surveillance only. Until an intruder comes in. And then they will fly and keep the intruder busy and shoot it. Shoot the intruder, take him down. or just keep them busy until the actual police get there. What could go wrong with that? This calls for a full-on resistance of the United States population. Donald Trump has declared war on the United States citizenry, on his own people, on we the people. Forget all the political bullshit about this side is terrible and this side is bad. This is beyond policy, okay? Policy, that's a discussion for 30 years in the future, maybe. Right now, we have to concentrate on surviving this regime and toppling it, bringing it to the ground, digging a hole, kicking it in, and throwing dirt on top of it. That's what our focus needs to be. So fuck policy, fuck people in the comments talking about, well, you know, Obama did this, and you know, he like deported so many people, you guys. Gee, bro, he did all this shit, bro. And Nancy Pelosi, and you know, and Hillary and her server, bro. I mean, no discussion about Donald Trump and his rooms full of boxes of stolen classified material. This is just top secret documents, classified, compartmentalized information of, you know, like 4 eyes only. So here we are, y'all. Here we are. Join the fight. I will keep you apprised of the details that come my way. I am constantly perusing news networks, ground news, Google, YouTube. I'm all over the place looking for things to tell you about. If there's something in particular that you'd like me to look into or report on, let me know in my comments, and I will do my best to get to that. Thank you, y'all, for watching my videos. I wish I had better news, but this is where we are. Fascism has taken over the United States of America, and we have to concentrate on the best ways to fight. Good trouble, disruption. I'm not an expert at resistance. I know what I've read in history. I know what I've learned in my life. I know that history repeats itself over and over and over. I think that it's not a coincidence that the same thing has been true throughout history, that white men have always been in charge. And look at what it's wrought. This. You know, watching Trump in that frame with Hegseth, and you know, when he has his sycophants and succadicks surrounding him, it's mind-boggling the amount of stupidity, incompetence, and ignorance contained in that one frame. That's the point, of course. I mean, I know everybody was like, oh my God, this guy's incompetent, he can't. That's the point. I've been saying this all along. That's what he wants. He wants incompetent people in there. I feel like I'm losing my mind sometimes, you guys. I really do. I just feel like I'm going absolutely nutso bonkers in my own head. The private prisons, the mass incarcerations. This isn't mass deportations. It's mass incarcerations. That's all this is about. They need to keep these people in these concentration camps so they can use their labor to make the rich people money, like they're going to use our labor, like they plan to use our labor. Think again, motherfuckers, because we're not giving it up easy. Thank you for watching my videos, you guys. Stay safe. I love you.